Okay, today I'm going to show you the answer for skill check 1. Okay, skill check 1. Okay, this exercise is on quadratic equation and graph, quadratic equation mainly. Okay, and we want to solve these equations. So for equations, first of all, we look at one side here, it is 0. Okay, and this one is also 0. So all of them are 0. So we are going to factorize the other side that is not 0 and make it into factors. And then after putting it into factors, we are going to use the law to solve our equations. Okay, this one, it is not 0. So we can do one more step by moving the 7x to the other side, or you can say subtract 7x from both sides so that all of them are 0 now. So when all of them are 0, you see I factorize this left hand side. X is the common factor, so x is taken out. Okay, and this one, x is also a common factor, so I have 4x minus 7. Okay, and this one I have 2k as 3k plus 8 equals to 0. And this one, the common factor is a. Okay, so now I factorize this to be x and x minus 5. This one to x and 4x minus 7. And this one is a times a plus 9. And this is 2 times k times 3k plus 1. So I'm going to use now factor law to apply on all these 4 cases. So when two factors multiply together to get 0, is either the first factor is a 0 or the second one is a 0. So I'm going to do this for all these 4 questions. So x is equals to 0 or x minus 5 equals to 0. So x is actually 5. So these are my answers. Okay, so this one, x is 0 or 4x minus 7 is 0. So x in this case is 1 3/4. So x is a 0 or x equals to 1 3/4. Okay, this one, a is 0 or a plus 9 is equals to 0. So a in this case is negative 9. So answer is a is 0 or a equals to negative 9. Okay, then this one, 2 times k times this is 0. So 2 cannot be 0. So it must be k is equals to 0 or 3k plus 8 equals to 0. So k is equals to negative 2 and 2/3. So the answer is k is 0 or k equals to 2 and 2/3. So these are the answers for the 4 questions. Next, we go on to the next 4 questions. The next 4 questions, we look at the questions, we see that this one is already a 0. This one is also already a 0. And this one, okay, this one is not. So we do one more step. C squared plus 2c minus 35 equals to 0. So we subtract 35 to both sides. So now everyone is 0 already. So we're going to use now factor law. We're going to factorize the left hand side, and then after that use the now factor law to get our answer. Okay, so for the question 5, these 18 and 45 common factor is 9. X and x squared common factor is x. So 9x is a common factor. So when 9x is the common factor that's brought out, you are left with 2 times 9x is 18x. Okay, so 9x times 5x will be 45x squared. So 9 times x times 5, 2 minus 5x equals to 0. 9 cannot be 0, so the 0 must come from x, or the 0 must come from the second factor. Okay, so in this case, our value for x will be 2/5. So x is equals to 0 or x equals to 2/5. Okay, next one. Okay, this is containing 3 terms. Okay, and we can see very obvious that this is not a perfect square. So when this is not a perfect square, we are going to use the cross method to factorize it. Okay, so you can see that a and a, 12, we decompose it into 3 and 4. Okay, so negative 3 and plus 4, so this will be 4a minus 3a together will be a, so this is 12. Okay, so we're going to have factorize it to be a minus 3 times a plus 4 to be equals to 0. So a minus 3 times a plus 4 equals to 0. So is either a minus 3, this vector is a 0, or the second factor of a plus 4 equals to 0. So here a is equals to 3 or a equals to negative 4. Okay, so these two are the answers. Okay, next one. This question. Okay, this question we prefer to rearrange it to be in descending order of a. Okay, so descending order of a. So we can do again. Okay, this is containing 3 terms, but this is not a perfect square, so we're going to use the cross method again. So a and 7, 9 and 2. Okay, I put a plus here and minus here. So can you see? When I have 9a and minus 2a, so together will be 7a, which is this middle term. Okay, so here I have a plus 9 multiply with a minus 2 equals to 0. So a plus 9 is a 0, or a minus 2 is a 0. So a is negative 9, or a is equals to 2. So these two are the answers. Okay, the next question, after we change one side to be equals to 0 already, we're going to factorize again, and same, this is not a perfect square, so we're going to use a cross method. We put it into c times c, and then the 35, we're going to put it to 5 and 7. The middle term here is 2, so we need a plus here and a minus here, so that we have 7c minus 5c equals to 2c. So we now can factorize it to be c minus 5, c plus 7 equals to 0. So c minus 5 equals to 0, or c plus 7 equals to 0. So c is equals to 5, or c equals to negative 7. So this part here we are using the null factor law.